Hello, how is everybody doing today? Welcome to today's edition of Lead Sets Live. We are going to be talking about Facebook ads today, and specifically what we're going to be talking about is an older video that's been floating around for a little bit that we've had on EasyAgentPro. It's this great old ad campaign that Karen Carr did and she did a video back in 2016, actually. Let me go ahead and paste the link in there. So basically, the thrust of this video was how she got 25 leads in a week from an ad campaign about single-story homes. A really, really fantastic video that she had created for that. There are some things that are out of date on it, though. So we are going to address that, kind of see how you can update that, all that good stuff. So first things first, let's just address what you can't, really quite do with Facebook ads anymore. And, back in 2016, you could have a very finely detailed audience that you could set. And so I've started with this screenshot on the video here, and I'm just going to kind of zoom into what she had. So as you can see here, Karen had created an audience for Canton Woodstock baby boomer homeowners that were living in the Canton Woodstock area, ages between 40 and 65. Kind of got pretty granular here with people who match. So relationship status, married, income anywhere between 125 and up. So, quite a bit. Homeowners, so people that were currently homeowners, people that were parents of teenagers or parents of adults, things along those lines. So a pretty, kind of granular representation in that way. And so she got her audience reached down to 39,000 people. So, which is good because as you guys know, niche is rich, broad is broke. You want to have an audience that is, pretty narrow because, you want to be effective with how you're spending your ad dollars. You don't want to break the bank. We talk to a lot of clients that are like, I'm going big, I'm spending $2,000 a week on Facebook ads. But if you want to be a little bit smarter about it, this is an effective way to do it. So, but obviously, a lot of what we see in this targeting information is not available now, especially when you're running ads that are related to housing and real estate. And so I'm going to close out of this tab and pop over here to the ads manager. So now, I've started to create an ad here, for a specific set. This category is under housing because we are promoting real estate listings. Facebook has a great number of filtering options that are unavailable. Oops, I accidentally clicked something there. Let's click website again. So they really limit what you can and cannot do for a specific thing. So, we're looking at audience size here, 96 million people, way too many. So if we go down here, we can edit our location. So let's go ahead and edit this to, we're going to do Albuquerque, New Mexico is going to be our theoretical. And let's see, let's try to get it to pull up just the entire city of Albuquerque. There we go. City, Albuquerque, New Mexico. So now we're looking at 240,000 people. And, so we're going to see some information here. So we got zip code selection is unavailable when you're doing a housing ad. That's fine. I'm going to show you guys how you can beat it in a little bit. You can't change the age. So that's kind of a big significant feature there. Because Karen had this to 40, 65 plus, we're just looking at 18 to 65 plus. Gender, that's not too big of a deal. You used to be able to do, male or female. However, that's, not too big of a deal to just have it narrowed down onto, just anybody. Now down here for our detail targeting is really kind of where, things, kind of get a little bit more here. Let's kind of zoom in. Kind of restrictive. So we're looking at a 15-mile radius around Albuquerque, New Mexico. You can check that out. That's including Rio Rancho, all these other areas. I'm just going to narrow that down to 8 miles. And that actually might be, oops, 15. So 15 is actually the narrowest that you can go, for an ad like this for housing. And Facebook has added a lot of this to kind of prevent housing discrimination. Kind of an interesting thing. So, you could put in for interests, like you used to be able to put in, home owner. Can't do that. Real estate is one that we've already got on there. Luxury real estate. We could do real estate entrepreneur. This is like a lot of like real estate investment and things like that. So real estate economics, real estate broker. You can really just kind of put in some really basic ones. You can see suggestions. So we can pop in house. Let's do, let's see, we're not looking at first time buyers necessarily, because we're looking at people that are looking to downsize in our particular ad. So house hunting. Let's see what else we got here. Single family, first time home buyer grant. No, we don't want to do that. Mortgage loans, pre-qualification, sale by owner, furniture business. Oh, condominium might be a good one actually. And then we are looking at property finder. And let's just go ahead and throw in, let's see, investment, single family detached homes. We're not really looking for those though. Townhouse, residential area. Those are all like kind of pretty good ones to do. So I would just recommend, if you're doing like a housing ad like this, go to suggestions, because they're going to have some good ones that you can throw on there. Let's do Zillow. Screw it. And we will leave it at that. So our audience says it's defined, but 320,000 people is a lot still. That's kind of a great deal here. So what we're going to do is I'm going to show you how you can kind of, even further narrow it down without having to use those specific, targeting metrics that are a little bit restrictive when it comes to housing ads. So we are, obviously you would set your optimization and spending. We're not really going to talk about that too much. Let's go here and hit continue. And we're going to talk about the actual ad itself now. So we are looking at our ad here. Obviously, you're going to be promoting it from your Facebook page. If you wanted to connect it to an Instagram account, you would do that as well. And the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go back over. I'm going to get my little link here for my landing page. I just did a very simple one. In Karen's video, she did single story homes. A single story home list. So it was like a really basic, you hit the squeeze page, you fill out the form in particular, and then you were automatically redirected to, a search that had all the information that you wanted on it. So, and then she also then added folks to a list within her MLS actually, instead of using the website for it. So really basic, we made the squeeze page. I got the URL here. Now you might, and what I referenced earlier is how you can, basically do a little bit more when it comes to, kind of targeting, and that's where you do it here. So I'm going to go ahead and change my identity here to, let's just leave it as Christinowitz there, just for the sake of example. And then this is where you're actually going to be doing that. So, interested in downsizing. Kids out of the house. Don't want to worry about stairs. And obviously you could probably be a little bit more clever about it than this, but this is a good way to start it here. And then, you can kind of see that on the ad, this text shows up. So the way that we're going to do this, though, is we're going to say, are you retired? And then underneath that, we're going to put kids out of the house. And then under here, need a more manageable home. And then because it automatically refreshes every time here, it's going to kind of take a little bit there. But yeah, so need a more manageable home. And then for headline, I'm going to just do, we can help. And then under description, if you are looking to downsize, look no further. Sign up for my list of single-story homes. Now, you might be wondering why I kind of went with text like this. So the reason that Facebook is such an effective ad tool in a lot of ways is because Facebook, it wants to serve good ads. It wants you to make money on your advertising so that you do it again. So even though you might not have the targeting characteristics that were available a couple of years ago to target retired people, people with teenagers, things like that for a housing ad because it's due to anti-discrimination laws, you can still put information that would suggest that in the text here. So, and the reason that you want to do that is because Facebook is even though it's not numeric data, Facebook still wants to show this advertisement to people that fit the description. So if you're saying things like, are you retired, kids out of the house, manageable home, it is going to automatically place this with folks that are of a certain criteria and age. So that's kind of like a little behind the scenes, like little inside baseball stuff right there. It works though. It's Josh Keaton and Daniel Keaton, two agents that are using our websites on the East Coast, do this all the time with great effect. And another thing that they suggest doing too is to put in emojis here. So let's see if we can find an emoji dictionary. And this is a good way to do it. We're going to go to Emojipedia, and we're just going to copy a couple emojis over. Now, it might seem kind of goofy, but it works really well. Emojis are, so let's look for grandma. And it's just taking a second there. And you guys will have to excuse the speed of my computer. It's extremely slow. There we go. Okay, tapped it a few times. Yeah, so a website like Emojipedia or something like that would be a really, really fantastic resource to use. Let me see if I can get this working now. It looks like this website in particular is pretty slow. So I'm going to go ahead and just close out that tab. But basically what you want to do is you want to put in relevant information and emojis into the actual ad itself. And let's see here. It looks like we are just having a little bit of trouble loading up the ad manager here. There it is. So basically, yeah, you would want to put, after are you retired, you could put the little old lady, old man emoji, little house emoji here, manageable home, maybe something with a couple dollar signs or something along those lines. And that's just effective. It's eye-catching. It doesn't do anything for the algorithm, but it does do a lot for people who are just kind of scrolling through and seeing things in the timeline. So that's kind of our little trick for kind of defeating some of that targeting info that is no longer available to real estate agents. If you guys need any more help with that, please let us know. I also recommend watching the video that we popped up as well there. So definitely an excellent resource um, for at least budgeting and things along those lines. But just remember, even though you might not be able to set your targeting data as finely as you might want to, you can still, in the text and link section, the primary text, the headline description, you can absolutely still get a little information in there that's going to help your ad out. So thanks so much for joining us today, guys. Really hope this was helpful. I hope that you guys are doing well out there this week, and hopefully we'll talk to you soon.